what brought you to the realization of your own beliefs? What does your God look like? What does your deity look like? Do you think that parts of our presence have been eliminated from history? Do you think that religion plays a huge part in relationships, like male and female, female, all types of relationships?
The one thing that we could say about African peoples is that we left evidence of ourselves all over this planet. And that's the problem with European scientists. The deeper they dig, the blacker the planet gets. And what we have been made to see now is this infusion of European, I guess, philosophies about what the past was, and no one else on TV is actually giving us evidence of what we were, who we were, but European.
Every person has the right to know their ancestral history. Every person, no matter where they are in the world.
Most of world history, 90% of world history is African history. And even that 10% Africa is extraordinarily involved in making it what it is.
You won't find a painting, you won't find a statue, you won't find a monument anywhere prior to 1500 that isn't Africoid in some way, shape, or form.
From the stuff that I have now in knowledge of what we were back then when we were kings and queens and stuff, and how it is now, like that the Europeans have infused their ideas of what we should be, like thin and have straight hair and different things like that.
What also shows is that the society we live in comes from Africa. You said you can't find like a big architectural structure like that prior to the 1500s, then that stuff was borrowed from Africans. So now look to where we are today, and you see who's on top, and it makes you wonder like who should really be on top. But speaking about skin color, and since that's the way the system works,
but I want to say though that for so long, you know, the history that you learn even here is shaped, is told to us, the narrative is told to us by the European, it's given to us by the European. They won't even teach. You got to get Africana studies to hold you. You're part of it. But I was so indoctrinated, so ingrained to see in the world, viewing the world from the European perspective, that when I started getting history that black people were creating and giving facts like this, I had such resistance to it because I was a white supremacist. Y'all don't understand. To say that I was a white supremacist means that I'm in America being indoctrinated educationally, politically, socially into white supremacy. All of y'all are. Y'all just ain't acknowledged it yet. And so I was such a wonderful white supremacist that when black information started coming to me that was created by black people, I immediately wanted to put resistance to it, because I believe that the only truth was told by white people.
I do a lot of things. It's just a matter of what I keep down and what I don't keep down. See, the thing is, there's two different things going on here. There may be more, but I'm going to just simplify it as much as possible. We have a political agenda, and then we have scientific expansion. Scientists agree. Historians agree. The Historical Society of Scientists agree that all human life originated in Africa. So technically, all of us are Africans. We're just, you know, as time went on, we've spread out to different parts of the world, and because of the climates in those different regions, our skin tones and other features changed to acclimate our bodies to those regions. So technically, everything human came from Africa. Now, I don't know what made the white folks think that they wanted to take over everything in the world, but you know, that's what they wanted to do. So, hey, let's go be Vikings. Let's go be pirates. Let's go be imperialists in every way we want to and just take over the globe. And you know, when you have an oppressor over you, and that oppressor is what's feeding you everything you take in, then it's not unlikely for you to take on the perception of that oppressor.
About the whole, you know, the white people taking over everything, I'm gonna say what my brother told me. He said if the Africans had the technology and the resources the Europeans had, they probably would have done the same thing. Now, that's just an opinion. You know, maybe not. But, and then about the whole, like, doing research, like, stuff like this, that's what made me not religious. Like, a lot of the research I did pointed me away from religion.
I've seen all 3 movies, and so it's really awesome that you guys are showing this. I think what needs to be said for me was that even though I separated the white consciousness and black consciousness. I've been in the white consciousness, now I'm in black consciousness. But even within black consciousness, you have to still be, for me anyway, selective in what type of black consciousness do I want to feed myself into. Because if I continue going into black consciousness, I may find some shit that might just truly piss me off, and then I'll really become the stereotypical angry black man and go out here and start doing some shit. So I have to keep and be cognizant of the fact that at the end of the day, whether I'm black or white or Asian or whatever, I still have to show love and send love out. Because if I harbor all this hate for the white people because they did this to us and they took this away from me, etc., then I'll just continue to perpetuate the anger that has been a part of who we are for so long. And I just refuse to continue that narrative.
You know, I went through this exploration period in high school when I read The Miseducation of the Negro, and basically how we've been brainwashed by the white people to be an inferior, subhuman creature. And so I went about looking at different religions. I'm like, I looked at Islam, I looked at Buddhism, I looked at Hinduism, I looked at all kinds of stuff all over the world. And, you know, and when I did my own personal investigation, I found my own personal beliefs. And like Gia said, I don't fool with organized religion, but I do fool with community. Like, I don't have to believe everything that the preacher says. I don't have to believe everything that is fed to me, even by the NAACP. I was president of the NAACP Youth Council in Nashville, Tennessee, and really nowadays I'm like, dang, they white supremacists. I'd much rather be a Black Panther, frankly. But, you know, it's just, you know, people, like, because we've been so indoctrinated to the white culture, we don't even know what's ours. Christianity is ours. They just took it and made it look like it wasn't. Organized religion refers to basically a set of rules that a set of religious leaders demand that you follow. Now, I personally live a life where I just want to embody the teachings of Christ. Now, I do it in a very, very, very abrasive way because, frankly, sometimes people are hard-headed. A lot of times people are hard-headed, and if you ain't abrasive, they ain't gonna hear it.